It's a ploy to get people, stupid people, to try to. It's like bait. It's bait. Trying to catch the lost, the scared, the stupid, who are desperately in need of true guidance. Because, Jesus is stupid. Okay. Burn the building down. This song's funny. Don't you have diabetes? Diabetes. Oh, Jesus. So interesting to see the effort put in. The effort put in. So much effort. Yeah, I know. I always am. I always am. So now I'm having sex with Wilford Brimley, apparently. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Like, seriously, does this work? Are there people that are like, dude, don't say that about me. I'm not gay. I swear you guys, I didn't have sex with Wilford Brimley last night. Wow, that's fucking silly. You gotta be better than that. But I appreciate it. I absolutely do. I hope people understand like what is going on. For the guy who thinks we should kill pedos and eliminate the Friar control scheme, eliminate the chosen control scheme, you would think there would be, you know, either there wouldn't be any resistance to it, or the resistance would be, dedicated. Like, oh, you're wrong about this. Yeah, you're wrong about Israel. Israel's the good guy. Yeah. You'd think it would be something along those lines. But this is it. I'm fucking Wilford Brimley, apparently. All the things you guys can focus on, all the crazy shit I believe, right? All the conspiracy theories and all of the nonsense, the utter nonsense, the round earth and blah, blah. Like, you would think you guys would be able to focus on something. But instead, I'm fucking Wilford Brimley. Yeah, no shit, Craig. What's up? You see that shit? Did he just fucking bring up The Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Yes. They made it into a song. Yes. Fucking strange, man. Tartaria. Could list off all these things, but really, my open hatred for the Friars and Israel and all that. That should be more than enough to get argument, to get people that you know disagree and challenge me, and, you know.
And if everything was done by machines and everyone was free to evolve and think and be and not have the stress of their bills and their rent and all of that garbage that they put upon us to make sure we stay where we're supposed to, we would evolve. Or at least, we would be a lot better off. TBG, baby. TBG.
Shouldn't it be difficult? Shouldn't it be hard for me to go against the narrative and find success, be successful at it?
Political import. It goes like this. Oh Lord, would you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must.
Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. Our covers are fucking spot on. I'd be willing to bet that if you were honest, you would say our version of a perfect drug is better than the original. And that's very hard to do. And I can think of two songs offhand that do that, and that's Whitney Houston with Dolly Parton's "I Will Always Love You," and "All Along the Watchtower" by Bob Dylan, who himself said that Hendrix did it. Hendrix made the right song. He wishes Hendrix would have made it. It's actually pretty funny and pretty cool that he would say such a thing, but he acknowledged that Hendrix took his song to a completely new level. And I think we did that with A Perfect Drug. It's a perfect drug. It is. It's a fucking amazing song. It'd be effortless to go against the narrative if it wasn't controlled. Yeah, that's a great point. Because he's right. It is effortless. Like I just don't. The effort comes in compliance. The effort comes in when you go, oh, okay, well, but hey, I'm a good Christian, so okay, I'm gonna just believe this. Like that takes effort. It takes effort to believe in Jesus. That's not natural. That's not normal. That's not easy. You know, and you have to override so many contradictions and hypocrisy, so much hypocrisy and shit, just to believe in this. That's not easy. It's easy to see that the friars control the world, control the United States, control all. It's easy. Just look. You know? It's one of the first songs we did together, fucking 20 something years, 20 years ago. The vocals are not just 20 years old. They're actually vocals from a previous song where he took the music off the song and just used the vocals. Like this is dope. It's the second song we did together.
I'm biracial. I have every excuse to use every use this world can produce, and I do.
And I do. It's written before an Obama existed. This is back when Bush was presidente. That's crazy. That's weird to think Charles and I first hooked up. Angela and I hooked up when Bush was president. That's wild. Well, but yeah, you know, just look at it. Just look at what you see. It's fucking everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. It's crazy. Man, it's hard to do it with the music in the background because I always listen to the songs. You should definitely be listening to TBT. You should be getting your free download. What you want to do is go get it now. So in the next few months, when we really start taking off, you can say you've been here since the beginning. You can get it when it's free. Because obviously, when we're not trying to get there, when we're there, we're going to charge for it. Duh. You know, and anybody that's here that's wondering what the fuck's going on, always keep in mind I have 2,500 subscribers. Like again, that's a great example of it, right? 2,500 subscribers, 5 viewers. You show me in what world that makes sense. You know? It's effortless to see this and go, something's not right. You know? It's effortless. You have to really try and make some excuses to explain why I have 6 viewers and 2,500 subscribers. Who thinks that's how things work? Shit, if we go to MySpace or to Facebook, we have 6,000 followers. Hey, 6,000 followers. I get less views on Facebook than I do here. All those people that wanted to be a part of my shit, subscribe. It's like, hey, YouTube, tell me when this guy goes live. Every single time they get the notification, they're like, eh, fuck that guy. Right? That's how that works. And yet, at the same time, there's a constant stream of fake profile haters. The same, they don't ever have any trouble getting here. 2.5K and only 10 have notification times. Right. Right. That's probably how that works, right? It's fucking stupid, man. It's just stupid. You know what I need to do? I need to tell Charles that we need to make a song that sounds like what he does. And that the last thing that they want is a hip-hop song. Because then he'll do it. good song. Oh, now we're back down to one viewer. Why is it doing that now? It used to let me read and play the music. But now it's not letting me. Sweet. So let's go back to proto-Zionism. Because you start to find that it's much deeper than you think it is. Right? Because the official narrative, like whenever you hear one of the fake truthers, somebody who is trying but has been led by fake truthers, they talk about the Balfour Declaration. And the Balfour Declaration from 1916 is it's nothing really. It's just a piece, and to say it's even real is that's you believing in the history, you accepting any narrative that you're given from 1916, and that's on you. That's I don't believe them. I think it's nothing but lies. And again, it's more of a consistency. It's a consistency thing. It's about the consistency, right? Like, they're not lying about all the buildings and infrastructure and tunnel networks and cathedrals and churches and you just name it, pentagons. They're not lying about all that stuff, but then telling us the truth about other shit. No, it's all lies. If some of it's a lie, then all of it's a lie. And when we start talking about goofy characters like Ben Franklin, I was gonna do Ben Franklin the other day. George Washington, all of these nutbags that they give us, these polymath fucking nutbags that they give us. It's weird because it's like, there's always that, at least for me, there was always that aura of like, are you sure? Right? Like, this just seems off. Maybe I'm just cynical or whatever, but the narrative you give just seems off a bit. And, as soon as you go, well, that's because it's all a lie, it's amazing how much, like, freer you get. It makes the reading of it easier. It makes the digestion of it easier. It just simplifies things in a way that makes sense, right? It's the part that makes sense. And so, you have to get yourself there, though. Because as Craig said, it's effortless to actually get there. The effort then comes in with you trying to reconcile it and, fit into today's narrative and figure out how you're going to go to the barbecue this weekend and talk to people without it turning into some crazy shit. Because that's what it is for me, right? What are you going to do? You're going to go somewhere and be like, hey, do you know that Ben Franklin is not real? Did you know that submarines aren't fucking real? Did you know that the Pentagon isn't what you think it is? I mean, think about this. I think it was over the summer. Israel, the friars, were doing such horrific shit that they let some Tartaria shit slip through. They pushed some Tartaria shit through. They were like, hey, you guys, underneath the pyramids, we found structure that goes way, 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 way down. And we were like, wow, that's crazy. Can you stop killing Palestinians? It didn't work. If it would have worked, maybe that would have gone farther. Maybe we would have had more information about it, and it wouldn't have been the nothing burger. Nothing burger. The nothing burger, it ended up being. Cat decided wife should get up. You alright there? We under attack? The ninjas. Goddamn ninjas. What up, my ninja? I know, cow. Look, we have yet another person who is going to be mad at me for trying to educate myself and others. Interesting how often that happens. Why would anybody be mad at me for talking about this shit? Why would anybody not want me talking about proto-Zionism? Is there something wrong with proto-Zionism? I think we know that answer. Are you... Dope. It's amazing how well they make phones nowadays. That shit would have destroyed the phone, like it would have exploded 10 years ago. Alright, so proto-Zionism, like it's just weird because you don't realize that it's so much deeper than you think it is. So, like I say, there's so many people out there that'll talk about the 2016 or 1916 Balfour Declaration, yes. Wouldn't come out. And it's like they think that's sort of the beginning of something. And really, at this point, I just think damn near all of them are paid Israeli shills. That $7,000 per month that Israel pays influencers. And you're seeing it happen like in real time. You're seeing the Israelis coming out and saying, we are going to be training 1,000 Christian pastors to go around and push Israeli propaganda. They're not even hiding it. I've been telling you guys this whole time, like, that's the last piece for so many of you. Even you, Hamza. You're a fucking...
Name themselves Hamza.
He didn't. I'm sure his kid's name. Did you pick your name? Come on there. You're half asleep. Wake up before you keep talking.
Swear, nobody named their child Hamza. That's a nicknames.
Hamza Ali. Yeah, that's his name. He's a fucking Muslim, man. You're in the same boat, right? You're just in the Islam boat. It's the same, you know. Christianity and Islam remind me of cat dog. That's such a great description of Christianity and Islam.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
you did it.
Of course he did. That's disgusting for any Christian to submit to this nonsense.
Dick.
Not even sure what you're talking about. What Christian?
Why is my clock blinking? Did the power go out?
Why the fuck would I know? I didn't do anything.
Is the stove blinking?
No. Must have been because we had such rough sex last night that we knocked the plug out of the wall. Actually, I was having sex with Wilford Brimley, apparently.
Wilford Brimley.
The diabetes guy.
Oh, that's his name?
Mm-hmm.
I like that man.
No, you don't.
I always liked him.
You like a character he plays,
In Cocoon,
but you have
yes.
no idea. He could be a disgusting
Just in Cocoon.
rapist piece of shit for all you know. He is a Hollywood superstar, or was. I'm sure he's dead.
Oh, yeah. That's a great movie. I want the kids to see Cocoon.
I never saw it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
So around the time Cocoon came out,
Oh, that movie.
is when I had
Cried.
my experience, we'll say. So at some point, out of the blue, I just became really scared of aliens. And it was because, and I moved my bed away from the window and everything, and it was because I have a vivid dream, of waking up in the middle of the night, looking over at the window where green light was fucking shining in, and a stereotypical alien head rises up from the bottom of the window, and then the thing stops. So I don't know what that is. You know, that could be
I love you.
just being a stupid kid thing, whatever. You know. But that was around that time is when Cocoon came out, and I was like, no.
Oh, it wasn't anything like that. It's very touching.
Christian, he says. What are you talking about, stupid? You're dumb. You've proven that time and time again, so I'm not shocked by anything you say. So, Proto-Zionism, or forerunner of Zionism, is a concept in historiography describing Jewish thinkers active during the second half of the 19th century who were deeply affected by the idea of modern nationalism spreading in Europe at the time. They sought to establish a friar homeland in the land of Israel. The central activity of these men took place between the years 1860 and 1874, before the establishment of practical Zionism in 1881 and political Zionism in 1896. It is for this reason that they are called precursors of Zionism or proto-Zionists. Oh, I don't think we read this. Did we read this? The medieval Torah, the medieval friar Torah scholar Maimonides advocated a reestablishment of friar sovereignty in the land of Israel in a lengthy preface to his 13 Principles of Faith. He wrote that friar national independence would come about through natural means and argued for political activism to bring it about. Do you not understand just the hypocrisy in that phrase, in that statement in itself? He argued that it's gonna happen naturally, but hey, we need the laws to make it happen. you know, and right now, like just right now, I had that what does it matter feeling in my head, thought in my head. Like, Leah Bia! You got a symbol next to your shit, Leah. Because I'm thinking, like, you know, when it comes to all this, we start getting into the 1800s, 1700s, this, that, and the other. You know, you believe it because you choose to. You are still, Leah. You're special to me. But like, you know, all of this is friar narrative. All of this is bullshit they want us to know. You know, Wikipedia is controlled by Israel openly. They don't hide it. For those of you who don't understand or think that you know, think that I'm lying, let's fuck that was. This is Naftali Bennett, high-ranking Israeli on every level, IDF, you know, Mossad, all these things. He's top of the charts and all of it. This is him back in 2011 or 2010, before he was an Israeli, which he was in 2022. From 2022, June of 2022 to June of 2023. But he is here. He is speaking to the IsraelNationalNews.com about Wikipedia.
Metzitzia, in conjunction with My Israel, has arranged instruction day for wiki editors. The goal of the day is to teach people how to edit in Wikipedia, which is the #1 source of information today in the world. As a way of example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys who influence what is written there, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature.
I came here to...
Okay, so does that like does that wake you up at all? He says balanced and Zionist, because that's when he says, oh, you can. I've done deep dives into that whole thing. It's a 30-second little clip, but there's so much said. If you pay attention to every time he says, he's thinking what's the best word to use. So when he says, teach wiki editors, instead of what they actually did was go in there and demand that Wikipedia edit things the way they want edited. He was like, teach. Yeah, teach is the word. And then at the end, he says that they want to make sure everything is balanced and Zionist, because he's thinking, do I say, you know, paints Jews in a fair, equal, proper light, you know, paints Israel fairly? You know what? Fuck it. Zionist. He says Zionist. So that means everything that comes through Wikipedia, everything that you then have access to, is balanced and Zionist in nature. And it's like seriously, do you not see that? I would love for somebody to tell me how that's not what was said there. How that's not how things work. Let's hear it. Let's hear your brilliant deduction and hear how I'm just misinterpreting or whatever. Let's hear it. Because to me, that's probably the most powerful interview ever given. Like it's so important that you understand that they control your truth. You know, most of us consider Wikipedia to be some sort of truth. And if you're dumb enough to think that anybody can edit Wikipedia, I just don't like that. That's not a good business model. It's one thing to say anyone can suggest an edit, because you can, but to think that Wiki just lets anybody just fuck with whatever they want to, so anybody could just go to any page, click select all, click edit, select all, click delete, click second morning, click save, and you know, and then just move on to the next page. Does that even make sense to you? What's up there, $6 million tall guy?
What's up there, stinky butt face?
I am not a stinky butt face. God damn it, I should know to be nice to you, and then you're gonna be mean to me. Screw you, man. Screw you. It's awesome. All right. So when you're reading what they want you to read, understanding that it has the spin that they want it to have. You know, this isn't some, I didn't do this. I didn't create this page and then, you know, put the information in and all that. This isn't Gaiapedia. This is their shit. They own it. And I wonder who owns Wikipedia at this point. Probably pretty easy to figure out. Let's see. Who owns Wikipedia? Oh. Wikipedia is owned by the Wikimedia Foundation, a non-profit organization based in the U.S. which operates the site and other projects funded primarily by reader donations, with content managed by a global community of volunteer editors. Jimmy Wales, who co-founded Wikipedia, also founded the Wikimedia Foundation to support its mission of providing free, open knowledge. Huh. He has a familiar look to him, doesn't he? Huh. Jimmy Wales. Ginny Donald Jimbo Wales is an American internet entrepreneur and former financial trader. Most notably, he founded Wikipedia, a non-profit free encyclopedia and fandom, formerly Wicca, a non-profit wiki hosting service. So, isn't it strange how this guy is an internet entrepreneur and a financial trader? So, to be a financial trader, a successful financial trader, you have to put everything into it. You don't just get to be like, oh, I'm a financial trader that's super successful because I put an hour in every day. Like, you can get to that point, but to get to that point requires a lot from you. And so while this guy is being a financial trader, he's also creating this website and other, seriously. It just seems like, man, good thing this guy is just so ultra talented. From Huntsville, Alabama. Wales is born in Huntsville, Alabama on August 6th. However, his birth certificate lists his date as August 8th. That makes sense. He was born on August 7th, but his birth certificate says August 8th. His father, Jimmy Sr., was a grocery store manager, while his mother, Doris Ann Dudley, and his grandmother, Irma, ran the House of Learning, a small private school in the tradition of a one-room schoolhouse where Wales and 3 of his siblings received their early education. Yeah! Financial trader? Yep. Okay. That one-room schoolhouse. Interestingly, though, it doesn't say he's friar. Maybe that does make sense because we are the creative ones. So you get one of us to do all the real work, and then they come and steal it. Which is probably why, it's probably why he had to have that. You're telling me this guy's not a friar? Are we serious? You serious? Wales previously referred to himself as an objectivist, referring to the philosophy of writer Ayn Rand in the mid-20th century that emphasizes reason, individualism, and capitalism. Wales first encountered the philosophy through reading Rand's novel The Fountainhead during his undergraduate period, and in 1992 founded an electronic mailing list devoted to moderate discussion of objectivist philosophy. Though he has stated that the philosophy colors everything I do and think, he has said, I think I do a better job than a lot of people who self-identify as objectivists of not pushing my point of view on other people. When asked by Brian Lamb about Rand's influence on him in his appearance at C-SPAN's Q&A in September 2005, Wales cited integrity and the virtue of independence as personally important. When asked if he could trace the Ayn Rand connection to a personal political philosophy at the time of the interview, Wales labeled himself a libertarian, qualifying his remark by referring to the Libertarian Party as lunatics and citing freedom, liberty, basically individual rights. Well, that's weird. Individual rights and basically individual rights and the idea of dealing with each other, with other people in a manner that is not initiating force against them as his guiding principles. In a 2014 tweet, he expressed support for open borders. In an interview with Wales served as the cover feature for the 2007 issue of libertarian magazine Reason. In that profile, he described his political views as center-right. In 2011 interview with The Independent, he expressed sympathy with the Occupy Wall Street and Occupy London protesters, saying, you don't have to be a socialist to say it's not right to take money from everybody and give it to a few rich people. That's not free enterprise. Dan Hodges in the Daily Telegraph has described Wales as a labor sympathizer. 2015, Wales offered to help Ed Miliband with the Labour Party's social media strategy, but Miliband declined the offer. Seems weird. Let's see. Has cited Austrian school economist Friedrich Hayek's essay, The Use of Knowledge in Society, which he read as an undergraduate, as central to his thinking about how to manage the Wikipedia project. I'm trying to find the connection to Israel, because there's going to be one in here. Oh, as I say that, I scroll down and Israel's right there. Let's see what this has to say.
Talking to Nate for a minute.
Huh? Okay, so you guys got sheets to do before 11, so you can get them done. Nate, you got a job to do. Let's go. All right, well, so now you're gonna have to do it again. So you might as well just do it now.
What? The calendar?
Yeah.
Go look at it. There's nothing in there.
All right, you're good. So if I was you guys, I'd get your sheets done. You are doing dog poop today, and it's gonna take you a while because it's been a while.
I did it 2 days ago.
Yeah. What 2 days ago are you talking about? You're saying you did this on Sunday?
2 days ago.
Saturday or Sunday?
Friday.
Friday you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this before you woke up?
No, not before I woke up.
You sure? While you were sleeping?
I
You didn't dream that you did this because you didn't?
No, Mom told me to do it, so I didn't.
I believe you. Wales has visited Israel over 10 times concerning claims that Israel engages in apartheid against Palestinians. Wales remarked, I'm a strong supporter of Israel, so I don't listen to those critics. What? That completely goes against what he said about, the individualists and all that other shit. I'm a strong supporter of Israel, so I don't listen to what critics have to say. I mean, that's actually a pretty brilliant answer when you think about it, because, you know, that way you can say, well, I didn't know because I didn't listen to him. What an absolute piece of shit. But here, now we have our understanding, right? Now we have, you know, the explanation as to why it's the number one source. Let's keep going. According to a 2015 interview with the Jewish Telegraph Agency, that's when he said that. That year, he was awarded the Dan David Prize, an international award of $1 million given yearly at Tel Aviv University. 10% of the prize goes to doctoral studies, or students. He was given $1 million. What? Wills was chosen for spearheading what the prize committee called the Information Revolution. In 2018, Mondo Weiss ran an article by Philip Weiss describing Jimmy Wales as an appearing to side with Israel due to a social media post condemning British politician Jeremy Corbyn for being silent about Hamas rocket attacks on Israel. Hamas rocket attacks on Israel. Missing an opportunity to immunize himself against charges of anti-Semitism. If you don't just step back and think, man, we don't see anything like this for anybody else. You know, nobody else does the situation, you know, exist where it's like, oh, you can't say anything bad about what they do, or else you get called a name that's synonymous with, like, you know, nigger or something like it's at the top of that. You can't say, you don't want to be called that. You don't want to be known as someone who says something like that, do you? Jimmy Wales responded to Wanda Weiss saying the article was falsely and deeply offensive to me and demanded that the article be retracted, saying that he did not support the Israeli attacks. He further went on to call Hamas a terrorist organization. In November 2025, Wales criticized the Wikipedia page for the Gaza genocide on its talk page. Wales criticized the Wikipedia page for the Gaza genocide on its talk page? Fuck does that mean? He argued that the page's assertion that Israel is committing genocide violated Wikipedia's policy of maintaining a neutral point of view, stating that the article is practically erroneous, or is a particularly egregious example of not maintaining neutrality. That's insane. That is insane. So now you can't even talk about what Israel is doing without not being neutral. Like, how does that work? So when you talk about all of the other wars and all of the other genocides and all of the other everything that's all over Wikipedia, that's not taking a side. But when you talk about this particular thing, you're taking a side. His intervention on the Gaza genocide page was criticized by other Wikipedia editors for dismissing the opinion of impartial organizations. Oh, this guy's a piece of shit. This guy needs a song about him. Like, this is just crazy to think. How is this not... How does he sit here and pretend like he's... And again, this guy is a friar. I'm supposed to believe that this guy's not a friar? He's an objectivist? He's another guy I hope dies. What a piece of shit, man. What an absolute piece of shit. So he's been married twice. Because he's probably a gay guy who likes to go to their weird ass Israeli rape parties. Oh man. I am just, it's just crazy. It's just fucking crazy. It's just crazy. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, 1903 anti-Semitic text. Let's see what this has to say. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Yeah, I've known about this shit. So this is probably like my first introduction into who the bad guys really are. And I have a song, or at least a piece, written like titled the POS or something. I know I talked about it. I remember hearing about it in something. This was well back before I read a lot more than I just looked up. But this is also back when YouTube used to be a lot different. People don't realize how much YouTube has changed. How policed and sterilized and you know, system friendly YouTube is. Because YouTube used to be great. You know, Tunka Sheila and Loose Loose Change and Rich Man's, all these videos that not only used to be there, but would also come through. You know, you'd watch one and then get suggested these other ones. And it wasn't nearly as policed as it is now. And I just and I think about like where I first heard about the protocols of the elders of Zion. You know, this was probably 2009. That's sort of the date that's ringing in my head. Maybe before that, but sometime around there. So it's safe to say that my beginning to sort of catch on to and question Israel probably starts around then. Or not Israel, the friars, my bad, because Israel doesn't exist. For those of you that don't understand what I'm saying, like, you can't give me a scoop of dirt and I'll be like, oh shit, that's Israeli dirt, isn't it? You know, like Israel doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It's an idea. It's a construct. They tell you it exists. It's within these invisible borders. And you go, okay, I subscribe. Israel makes no decisions. Israel discriminates against no one. You know, Israel is nothing. It's just a fantasy.
This is too big for Marv.
It's the, oh yeah, I guess I'll have to take it.
No.
Why?
For Christmas.
Okay.
Marvin, is it too big?
Yeah, probably. I think it is, definitely. He's small.
That's small, I know.
And his arms, definitely, that's way too big in the arms. I mean, that would be a little big on me. No, you just give it to me. The Protocols of the Elders of Zionism is anti-Semitic propaganda purporting to detail a friar plot for global domination. Like, this is why this is all so funny to me. Because, like, you read what it says. You read what it says, and it talks about literally how things are right now. Right? It shows you, like, it talks about how they will control this and they will control that and they'll use this and to maintain a secret control of the world, a plot for them to have their supremacy controlling the world. And they go, yeah, that's crazy. There is no friar plot to control the world. It just looks like it. It just 100% fits the world we live in right now, right this minute. But let's see if it's let's see how much of this we go, yeah, that's fucking nuts. Why would that doesn't make any sense. Where would they even begin to come up with that craziness? Largely plagiarized from several earlier sources. So, what they just said, I think without realizing it, because again, they're the type that says if you open up the books in Israel, you demonize Israel. You know, they're that kind of stupid. By the way, Matt, if you show up, let me know you're here. And if I don't respond to you, it's because we need to reset, because the comments got shut off. I don't know. Did the comments get shut off? It's been a minute. That's been happening a lot lately, don't you think? The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. But largely plagiarized from several earlier sources. Like, they're trying to discount it by saying that. But what they're saying is, people have been saying this same thing for a very long time. Why have people been saying this same thing for a very long time? Why, if it is, in fact, all just sort of a ChatGPT history, why did ChatGPT happen to produce these materials too, based on what it was programmed with? Maybe these are kinds of things that were produced and just slipped through, and before they realized that it was already out. Or maybe it's just out there so you can identify yourself as a problem and they know who to target. But is anti-Semitic largely played several sorts? It was first published in Imperial Russia in 1903. Strange languages and disseminated internationally in the early part of the 20th century. You know, with that huge global communications network we had back in 1903. Right? It played a key part in popularizing belief in an international friar conspiracy. Author, unknown, plagiarized from various European authors. One of those convenient things. You know what's interesting? Is that almost every time you see one of those stories about, somebody spray painted swastikas on the side of the building, somebody, wrote some friar propaganda on a car or something like that. Somebody destroyed the restaurant that these friars owned. 99% of the time, another story that won't be as popular. What's up?
28 to 30. Yeah.
What?
I'm done 28 to 30.
Okay, well, I'll check it in a bit.
I know I got done wrong.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what I want to hear, dude. I hope you are too. Every time it comes out, there'll be another story later on saying, oh, yeah, well, the restaurant owner was found out to have done it. Or the person making the claim is the one that actually did it. This happens so much more often than it doesn't. Because believe me, if there was actually like some anti-Jewish spray paint or this, that, and the other bullshit, that shit would be all over the news. And then if they caught the guy that did it, he would be paraded with hate crimes and all this other bullshit. So are we saying the comment section shut off here? Is that a safe assumption since nobody's commenting? No. Nope. There we go, Craig. I can see it. All right, cool. Just making sure. All right. Original title. Language. Subject. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Because, this book is all about how terrible those Palestinians are, right? Publication date. August to September 1903. Don't know who did it. Publication place, Russian Empire. Published in English, 1919. Its Dewey Decimal number is 305.892. Just in case you were wondering. The text was exposed as fraudulent by the British newspaper The Times in 1921 and by the German newspaper Frankfurter Zeitung in 1924. What do you mean it was exposed as fraudulent? Like, when somebody says something is fraudulent, it's like they're claiming that this is a document, this is a picture that was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. And then you find out, no, this is a fake Da Vinci painting, so that's fraudulent. What is fraudulent about this document? Obviously, it exists. Are they saying the information is fraudulent? Beginning in 1933, it's almost like 1933 is a watershed year. Which would absolutely fit in with their, number-obsessed system. But, I think is where... did you know that the friar thing, so in the friar religion, it's like 5,785 right now? That's the year. But isn't it weird that the other numbers can be so different, but the tens place is the same? So it's 2025, so it's blah, 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 5. The tens place is always the same. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? What the hell was I just reading? It just kicked me off and I don't remember what it said. Oh yeah, okay, so we did the protocols, that's what it was. Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Yep, whew, glad I remembered. Okay. Beginning in 1933, distillations of the work were assigned by some German teachers as if they were factual, to be read by German school children throughout Nazi Germany. Come on, don't you think this fraudulent article that somehow was just how in the 30s was this how was this so everywhere? You would think they would have, like, just think about, I don't think you guys put enough thought into what the world looked like in the 1910s, 20s, 18s, whatever. Like, the 1890s, 1880s, 1860s, whatever. Like, the world they tell us exists doesn't fit with the world that did exist, but like these narratives that we're given, they just don't make any sense. It remains widely available in numerous languages, in print, on the internet, and continues to be presented by anti-Semitic groups as a genuine document. I mean, again, it is a genuine document. It's a document. It exists. It was published in 1903. Like, isn't that weird how they're presenting this? Like, those crazy people keep presenting it like it's a genuine document. Well, yeah, it is a genuine document. Like, the fuck do you mean? It has been described as probably the most influential work of anti-Semitism ever written. How? How could it be so influential and resonate with so many people if it's not true? Like, do you think, look at, they have the David movie out. They have an animated movie called David, David and Goliath story. It just happens to come out at this time, a movie about David, the poor Jewish guy who had to slay the Goliath with only a slingshot. Do you realize how fucking insane that is? All right, creation. The protocols is a fabricated document. They just keep saying it. You know, if you say a lie long enough and loud enough, it eventually becomes true, right? So if they just keep reiterating it over, it's fraudulent, it's fraudulent. Fabricated document purporting to be factual. Textual evidence shows that it could not have been produced prior to 1901. And? I mean, is the argument all about, like, I don't even understand what the what the argument is. Because they don't seem to be addressing anything said in the argument.
Can you use this?
Probably at some point, sometime, somewhere. Somewhere, some way, somehow, some when, some why.
Shush.
Am is our was were. She loves it when I sing to her. A lot of times at night, I'll sing her to bed, like to go to sleep. She'll be like, sing me a song, and I'll be like, somewhere. And she falls asleep super quick.
So it must be.
I mean, but seriously, so they're saying it, what? That it couldn't be older than it's purported to be? Is that what they're saying? And they already said that it was a document that's stitched together previous work. So I don't understand where the fraudulent aspect comes in, especially since there's nobody that's like taking credit for it or given credit for it. So where is the fraudulent aspect of it? And you'll see this, you know, if you don't notice how it's attacked being familiar, like this is what they do. They'll just make up shit. They'll say, you know, mental illness and, you know, all kinds of crazy shit because there's nothing that can be successfully, you know, navigated. They can't navigate these waters. The carbon dated part could have been who gives carbon dating? Again, so the carbon dating. Do you have a carbon dating machine? No. So how would you know the carbon date of something? Where would you get it? I would imagine the only people that have the carbon dating Scantron Megaphone are the friars who control the narrative. And even if so let's just say you get it carbon dated and they say it comes from this date. Do you then know a second person that you can go get it carbon dated by to see if they agree? If they're carbon, who calibrated the carbon dating machine? How do they know? Do they scan it and they be like, all right, so this book has a publishing date of 1903. Let's see what the carbon dating machine says. Bzzzt. Like, is that how that works? Them. You have to retrain your brain here, man. Understand that everything you think you like, the way that you've trained yourself to be and to think about things and to look at things is in a way to navigate their system. And so you feel smart. The more you know, the dumber you are. Because you feel smart saying, well, the carbon dating and the blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, break that down. Tell me how it works. How does carbon dating work? You know, it ends up putting you in a position to where you don't even realize, like, holy shit, I'm fucking dumb. Carbon atoms decay at a fixed rate. Uh-huh. Says who? You know, the thing is, there's shit called the laws of physics, right? But there are places on Earth that are called mystery spots where you can go to and the laws of physics don't quite apply. The laws get broken. You know, there's all kinds of shit that we just we're so like, you know, it reminds me of the old the video where the dog has the treat, or the person has the treat and the dog's sitting there and the person puts the napkin over the top of the treat and the dog just sits there and keeps looking and looks at the human like, come on, I can't get it, take the thing off of it, why? And it like whines and it never thinks to just move the fucking napkin off the treat. And I that's how I feel like we are, right? We've become so accustomed to things that we don't even realize when we're doing it. You don't realize that you're like, okay, yeah, okay, get the thing. Tell me what to think. Tell me what to think. It's a measurement of that decay. Uh-huh. Right. According to, again, them. I live in a county designed around the ley lines. Oh, in a country designed around the ley lines. The thing is, you don't know shit. You don't know where you live. You don't know that where you live looks like this from up there. You just know what they tell you. And you can't figure it out. You just it's so big and shit that you can't know. It's all just told to you. That's literally all it comes down to, is everything is just told to you. And so the problem then becomes like, who are the tellers? You know, when you control the narrative, when you control the story told, you control what people believe. If you have people believing that the earth is round, then they're not going to question you when you say a rock fell out of the sky and blew something up. They're not going to question you when they say, you're not going to question them when they say, we're going to build a magic space telescope that's going to take a giggity billion tax dollars to fix. And yeah, we could give that money back to the people and let them, you know, a nice big allowance given to the people once a year, but whatever. We could do that, but instead, we gotta take pictures from space. Well, not really pictures. Don't get it. No, they're infrared images that are transmitted digitally, and then the digital, you know, it plots out the information in a digital pattern, which is either then interpreted by an artist who knows how to interpret data, infrared data, and turn that into colorful images, or a computer program that they've designed to interpret that shit. But they're not actually taking like cheese. That's not how the pictures work. And they do this, and you just go, yeah, okay, hey, the Earth is round, it's flying through space. We need space pictures. Fucking hey, take the money, go ahead. We couldn't use that for better things. Oh, wait, you're saying that those Muslims, they want me dead? Me? Like they know me and they want me dead. Oh, well, fucking hey, if they want me dead, take them out. I don't want to die. Take them out first. Literally, I literally ask this damn near every feed. If you believe in Jesus, please tell me why. And you would think that shouldn't be such a difficult thing for people to come up with. But at the end of the day, normally what it comes down to is, you know, fight or faith, because you have faith. And when I ask you, why do you have faith in this one particular thing and not a whole host of other things that are almost identical, you know, it devolves into some sort of fight. You don't get mad at the system. You don't get mad at the world for you know, for creating you in this way. You get mad at me for seeing it and trying to get you to see it. It's just embarrassing. And it's like it's you know, do you realize who they've made you into, what they've made you into? You're a fucking cyborg. You know how many cyborgs walk around out there now? People have fucking, you know, implant for their ears, heart stuff, little computers in their heart, for their keep their heart beating. People are fucking cyborgs walking around, and we have this robot mentality that is self-programmed, or is programmed to turn on oneself or somebody else for asking questions. Do you understand how much hell, how much hatred, threats, you know, the interference, the things that have been sent to my wife, the text messages, the phone calls, the messages left, the memes, the you know, the harassment of relatives, the harassment of supporters, people who watch me and then their families get harassed for you supporting me. All of this shit is not because I'm encouraging people to go out there and rob people. Get out there and shoot, nigga, shoot, nigga. Do drugs, nigga, shoot. Bitches slapping hoes, niggas. Shoot. Everybody shoot, do drugs and slap each other. Bitches and niggas fuck each other. Fuck. Make a lot of fucking babies nobody wants. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm not out there doing that. All of the negative I get is because I ask questions. I don't encourage violence. I don't encourage, you know, ostracization. I encourage everybody to work together, and let's make this a better place. At the end of the day, you can't assign me to any one agenda, any one control scheme, anything like that. Truly an independent thinker. And that is what's made me the bad guy. And the thing is, we all know, like, that's what appeals to people. Look at the movie. Look at the Matrix. You know, look at Avatar. Look at all these the biggest movies of all time. They're not let's all believe in Jesus movies. They're not let's all fall in line and not question things movies. They're literally all movies about, you know, the outcasts coming together and unifying to fight against the greater evil. And that's literally what's happening here. And you know, that's what appeals to us in our everyday life because we know that's what's true. That's what you want to see. Somebody could make, there are all sorts of Jesus movies made, but nobody wants to watch them because they're stupid. They're boring. What you want to watch is the video about the guy who figures things out, taps into something else that we can all tap, they say we can all tap into. And you know, brings the system down. That's what we want. And I don't mean bring the systems down where it plunges everyone into darkness and we're cavemen again and shit. That's the furthest thing. I'm very much a fan of heat, air conditioning, refrigerators, you know, going to the grocery store. I'm talking about the elimination of the strings attached. The billionaires who just keep needing to make more money off of us. Let's see. They believe because they accept it as truth at a younger age and it's now their identity. Well, they didn't even accept it as truth, really. It was forced on them. You know, they weren't given several options to choose from and you know, they then shown, you know, hey, this is this, pick one. They were forced into it, and I, you know, damn near every single one of you who identify as some sort of biblical something, at some point you asked your mom or dad, hey, why aren't we helping homeless people? You know, why do, you know, babies die and, you know, whatever. And you know, if God's real, why does this happen kind of shit? And your parents weren't like, oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Here, let's have a nice long talk about it. Your parents chastised you, you know, attacked you in ways that they never had before. Your parents didn't usually make you feel stupid or make you feel guilty or something like that for asking a question. But in this instance, they did. And you learn that lesson real quick. You don't want that feeling again. You don't want what they just did to you to happen again. Those are the people that love you when they did that. What's going to happen when you're, you know, like my kids deal with it at school. My oldest, good gravy, Sophia Bush. Good job. My oldest pretends like he doesn't pretend to be a Christian. He does. He actually sort of pretends like he doesn't outwardly speak out and say, no, I'm not, you know, I don't believe in that. Good gravy, Sophia Bush. Good job. I appreciate hard work. And she works hard. But he doesn't want to deal with the shit. Let me ask him. Nissus! At school, when the God conversation comes up, what do you say? At school, when the God conversation comes up, what do you say?
Sugar, no, I don't believe in that.
I don't quite remember.
You don't remember what you say?
No. I don't believe in that.
I'm asking you what you say at school because of the way the kids treat you.
I don't say anything. I just...
No, Daddy says, oh, God is...
Shush! I thought you said that when, you know, when it comes up, you sort of just avoid it and you don't say anything, or you'll, you know, kind of like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
So that was, you didn't remember that?
I did not quite remember that though because I haven't been in school for a while. My brain's kind of forgotten.
You haven't been in school in like 4 days, dude.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
So lucky what?
That mom read me that article that one time about teenager brains and how dumb you guys are, like, accidentally. Right? Remember that one you read? Where it talked about how their brains literally, like, make them stupid?
Yeah.
And the way that they retain information and reprogram at night and all that shit. That they seem stupid because they are. Like they've been made stupid by biology for a little while. We're taught to shut up and stand and show. Yeah. You know what I think is strange? When we were kids, the language didn't change like it changes now. He's a worker. There's a truck back there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that's what you were doing. I could tell you were starting to get out. Your hands went on your hips.
Get away from my friend.
What was I fucking saying? Oh, yeah. Isn't it weird how, like, the lingo changes so much? Like, skibbity was the thing. That's so skibbity dot Ohio. But that's not cool anymore. That's not the cool one. Now the cool one is 6'7". And 6'7" will disappear. And, like, that shit didn't happen with us. You know, things were cool. You know, shit would come up like sometimes like radical would sort of come up a little bit, but you know, these kinds of changes were long changes. You know, and you look back on like the 70s and shit, and you have like it happened then to some degree, but not like it like groovy, and you know, like if you watch Good Times, the way that they talk, that shit lasted a lot longer. It wasn't like every month, every couple months, there's some new slang that's the cool thing to say. Oh, you don't know what that means. Oh, and it's like this fight, this lack of communication is just pushed and pushed and pushed. Why do you think that is? Language is all being changed faster and faster with AI. I'm not scared of AI. Maybe I'm foolish, right? You know, maybe I am deluded or whatever, but if I believe that if AI is what they say it is and knows everything like they say it does, and you know has a documented history of everything you've done and all that shit, when it comes to me, AI is gonna be like, this dude was on point. I really wish Algo would come on here. I keep trying to get Algo to come on here because I want to talk to him about something. But Algo tagged me in a video yesterday where it was the Flynn guy. I don't know his fucking name. That's why I want Algo here. Last name's Flynn. Older guy, my age. Maybe a little older. I don't know. Got a lot of white hair and shit. But his video was so just cringy and exactly what I think is wrong with a lot of this shit. With a lot of the quote truthers out there and whatnot. And it makes sense as to why his page is so elevated, so pushed, you know. Um, oh wait, I think I did the wrong one. Um, shit, what was I just saying? Damn it. It's hard to keep track sometimes. You know, there's a reason why things are going in certain directions, and it's because we're not looking at it honestly. You know, because we're so distracted by so many of these other stupid things we're given. And you know, you have this idea that, like, so just said something about, oh yeah, I'm not frightened of AI. I'm not frightened of AI because I'm a good dude. But you know, my wife's like this now too, where like I tell her all the time, like, now is the safest time to ever have existed for anybody. Yes, there are potentially more threats, and there is potentially more of, you know, there are different dangers now than there used to be. But with cameras being everywhere, cell phones being everywhere, the nosy attitude, you know, the see something, say something attitude, the, you know, the range and the scope of the police, the you know, the protocols that they put in place, and we do have to go back to the protocols. But they you know, this is the by far the safest time to ever be alive. And yet I realize what they did to us, and like, it's actually kind of fucked up. The way that we are now was created by the whole milk carton, you know, Johnny Gosh, which the Johnny Gosh story is tragic and it's awful, and I highly encourage everyone to look into it. But it's also like you know, it made us think that we're all in a lot more danger than we actually are. You know, I was literally like never home. I was out riding my bike miles and miles away. I'd be gone all day. Mom had no idea where I was, what I was doing. And I don't ever remember having to like get away from someone because they were trying to, you know. And if it did happen, you know, I knew better. I wasn't going to come up to your car. I don't care what you were offering. You know, but like, this world we live in is so much safer in some regards, but potentially dangerous because your kid now has a cell phone and they can, you know, they can be meeting with anyone, anywhere, anytime, anything. You know, there is that, but that comes down to your parenting. That comes down to you talking to your children and trying to, you know, help them navigate the world instead of protecting them from everything, because you can't. So let's go back to this. Protocols is a fabricated document purporting to be factual, which is just, I mean, all documents are fabricated. If it's a document, it's because somebody created it. So again, it's like, this is the psychological war that's used against you here, where you just have to see through the fact that this entire page is not going to tell you how anything in this Protocols of Zion isn't true, because it's all going to sit here and try to shoot the messenger. Yeah, well, it's a fake document and it's a blah, blah, blah. They're, you know, this is what they do. This is what they do on my page. This is what they do here. You know, my page is just an example of this, the exact same philosophy and tactics that are used against anyone. I mean, and it goes to, you know, the auto emancipation pamphlet says it plain as day. If you don't think that they're special and they deserve their own, you know, land and their own everything, You have a mental disorder, psychosis, and an irrational paranoia. That's literally the foundation of their argument. That's the foundation of their belief. They're not trained to fight against you logically. They're supposed to be so much smarter and better than everyone. And yet, when it comes to this shit, they just shut down and they resort to weird name calling and the same tactics. Take your medication. They don't say it as much on here because it just got so obvious that somebody put that message out. But I'm sure out in the real world, if you guys are doing it, you start commenting about, Israel sucks this or whatever, you'll get more than one person that will tell you you need to take your meds. You must be schizophrenic. It happens all the time. Textual evidence shows it could not have been produced prior to 1901. Like, that's just fucking stupid. The document alludes to the assassinations of Umberto I, 1900, and William McKinley, 1901, for example, as though these events were plotted out in advance. Oh, yeah, yeah. Who could possibly think anything crazy like somebody kills a president being thought out in advance? More than likely, that was a snap decision in the moment. Gosh, come on. Do you know how stupid you have to be to think along these lines? Right? Like, this is just how this is going to work. You'll see this over and over again, where they present it in a way that is like, it's insulting to you. But it's because they can't actually debunk what's being said. As though these events were plotted out in advance. Somebody killed the president with a plan. You know how crazy that is? No. He was just walking down the street, saw the president, was walking by himself, and was like, hey, I'm going to take care of this. And, that's what happened. The title of Sergei Nilus' widely distributed first edition contains the dates 1902 to 1903, and it is likely that the document was actually written at this time in Russia. Caesar G. Michelis argues that it was manufactured in the months after the Russian Zionist Congress in September of 1902. Like, when this thing was put together matters. Do you understand that the majority of what's been argued here is when this thing was put together? That's all they've been. No, it was this. No, that somehow delegitimizes it because we don't know the exact date and time it was produced. When damn near everything that works, we don't know that shit. But yep, this one we have to know everything. In September 1902, and it was originally a parody of friar idealism meant for internal circulation among anti-Semites until it was decided to clean it up and polish it as if it were real. Again, I don't understand what we're talking about. As if what were real. It's a documentation. It's a narrative. It's a theory. It's a present. What do you mean as if it were real? Do you not see how stupid this is? This is weird as shit. Self-contradictions in various testimonies show that the individuals involved, including the text's initial publisher, Pavel Khrushchevin, deliberately obscured the origins of the text and lied about it in the decades afterwards. Was it to protect someone? They lied about the origins to protect someone? That seems like a reasonable thing. I mean, again, going back to the auto-emancipation pamphlet, Polish Jew who anonymously published this pamphlet in German many years earlier. Do you know how stupid that is, how stupid these arguments are? Political conspiracy background. Towards the end of the 18th century, following the partitions of Poland, the Russian Empire conquered the world's largest friar population. The friars lived in shtetls, I don't know, in the west of the empire, in the Pale of Settlement, and until the 1840s, local friar affairs were organized through the Kahal, the semi-autonomous friar local government, including for purposes of taxation and conscription into the Imperial Russian Army. If they hated them so much, why would they allow them to have their own thing? I mean, that's just stupid. You know, if you, and remember, everybody in history is like a scholar of history. And they have access to history. So everybody in history should know the history of the friars rising up against whoever's nice to them. So, again, why would you be like, oh, we hate you so much. Here, go over here, form your own government, build your own houses, settlements, do your own thing. Yeah, it's all good. Like, it's fucking stupid. Of course, you know how it's pronounced, you fucking piece of shit friar. I like shittles. Following the ascent of liberalism in Europe and among the intelligentsia in Russia, the Tsarist civil service became more hardlined in its reactionary policies, upholding Tsar Nicholas I's slogan of orthodoxy, autocracy, and nationality, whereby non-Orthodox and non-Russian subjects, including friars, Catholics, and Protestants, were viewed as a subversive fifth column who needed to be forcibly converted and assimilated. I mean, that sounds like what the friars do. And it's interesting, the whole idea of reactionary policies. Doesn't that mean you're reacting to something? But even friars like the composer Maximilian Steinberg, who attempted to assimilate by converting to Orthodoxy, were still regarded with some suspicion as potential infiltrators, supposedly trying to, quote, take over society, while friars who remained attached to their traditional religion and culture were resented as undesirable aliens. I mean, you can understand it, though. You know, let me ask you this. How many cultures have you ever heard of where it's common practice for them to spit on other people?
Well.
No, not that.
They do it for luck.
Right, that's different. I'm talking about out of any sort of spite, they see you, they walk by, and they spit on your clothing.
No.
How many other cultures are real big on the cutty, slicey, sucky of the baby wang? Do you know of any other cultures that do that?
No.
I mean, there are the cutters, but does anybody else take it to the sucky part?
No.
Like, we have to take this into consideration. They love to act like people are like, oh, wait, what are they called? Oh, they're called this? Oh, well, if they're called this, then I don't like them. Let's discriminate against them. Let's outlaw their beliefs. Let's kick them out because they're called that. I don't like those 3 letters put together. That's not how this works. And it's something that's never, ever, 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 ever talked about. Like the whole notion of 109 countries. I saw this video. This guy walked up to this kind of hot girl who was probably a friar, and he asked her. He said, "Hey, let me ask you something. If somebody is kicked out of 109 bars, is it the 109 bars' fault or the person's fault?" And she was like, "Well, yeah, it's the person's fault. You don't get kicked out of 109 bars because it's the bar's fault." And then she was like, "Wait, what do you mean by this?" And he was like, "Oh, well, the friars were kicked out of 109 countries and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just wondering what you think." And she was like, "You can't just come up to people like that and ask them those kinds of questions." She doesn't go, "Wow, that's a good point. I never thought about it like that." She gets mad and she's like, "Goyim, what the fuck are you doing? You should be lucky I even talked to you, you piece of shit." But nobody ever talks about why. They constantly run around making all these claims, and they're the most hated and they're the most persecuted, and they have their own words and their own laws and all this other shit to protect them. But nobody ever seems to ask why. Especially not in any sort of like official capacity. When they're passing laws against this or against speaking out against this or whatever. Nobody ever says, "Hey, why do the people, are we like that? Do we just discriminate against people because of,
Okay.
you know?" And the thing is, we are like that in ways, but the ways we're like that were ways that they fostered in us through Hollywoodism. So they could create a narrative so that we were like, yeah, I guess we are kind of like that. Because look, here's other examples of it. And then they look like you can see it all the time where they like love to attach their plight to what's been done to blacks in the United States. When, the reality is they owned all the slave ships. According to the narrative, they owned the slave ships. They're the ones who influenced all the laws and all that shit to make the blacks the slaves. To this day, they're still the ones in charge that make things difficult for black people. So to attach themselves to the plight of black people is just, it's so insulting. I hate when I see it. Because they choose, it's a choice. You choose to be that identity. You choose to be a friar. Not all of them have that goofy Seinfeld look. Have that goofy, Weinstein look, Epstein look. They vary different. They vary greatly, which shows you that they are not a race. And at the end of the day, all they have to do is say, "I do not subscribe to this supremacist bullshit. I am no longer a supremacist, and I believe everybody should be here together and equal and yada, yada, yada." Then they're not them anymore. Black people can't be like, "I'm not black anymore."
Yeah. I don't even know you. Who are you? Why are you in my house?
Let's see. Attempted to assimilate by converting to orthodoxy were still regarded as suspicious potential infiltrators supposed to take over society, while friars who remained attached to their tradition were resented as, undeserved. Okay. Resentment towards friars for the aforementioned reasons. Let's find out what these are. I'd love to hear this. Oh, look, I have 0 viewers. Right now, I have 5 likes and 0 viewers. That's interesting, don't you think? You better not comment, because that'll throw off the idea that I have 0 viewers. Oh, now I have 1. You know, 2,500 subscribers, 1 viewer. Let's reset. I'll reset. Pedophiles, kill yourself.